Then we're going to take a look at some of the RPOs from the bunch set. Not just a ton of RPOs, but we're going to see a couple that really some of their offenses used and took advantage of. Right here on this one, I think this is just a pre-snap. Hey, are they playing man or are they playing zone? And right here it sees that they're playing man, just based on how these guys are walked down. Their eyes are on the receivers. And the point of the bunch here, he actually goes and he blocks the guy that's manned up on the number 3. He just runs an arrow straight to the flats. The outside receiver just runs a fade, knowing that he's man-to-man, run him off. And right there, whenever they block, the guy that's manned up right here, everybody else is playing hard into the box. He's faking downhill. Could hand that inside zone if they knew that it was a zone. There was going to be a guy with outside leverage. But right there, as long as that guy can fight through his man and get a piece of the guy that's manned up here on that fullback, nobody should be left, especially if he can take care of that corner by just fading. I'd probably tell him to fade a little bit more, a little bit harder. But right there, just gets enough so he can get to the end zone right there. Not a great play here by that receiver, a little bit lazy, but you can see what they're doing right there. Saw man-to-man, liked it. Number 2 receiver is able to block the man over the number 3 receiver because the pass is behind the line of scrimmage. Easy throw and catch for a touchdown against Mizzou. Pretty good defense here. Here's a look of a bang 8, and right here is just tagged right here with the inside zone or duo. And sees a one high safety where that guy's right in the middle of the formation. So they're faking downhill real quick, and then he's flipping his hips around. It's this guy's job to beat this corner to the inside. Now it's the job of the quarterback to beat this safety with the football. Has to drill in there. Great throw and catch. Still tons of space right there. He does get hit, but really no need for it right there. Puts it right on his body. Great strong throw and catch. Faking it away and gets his eyes away. This was just a pre-snap read. Hey, there ain't nobody left. Let my guy work. Rip my hips around. Flip that bang 8. Put it on his chest so he can protect himself. That's what happens right there. Easy throw and catch there for a touchdown for Oregon with that bang 8, especially whenever they rotate over to the bunch like they had. Here's looking one of everybody's favorite RPOs here out of bunches. They're just running bubble. And, of course, whenever you got a fullback right here, you're going to bubble with the number 1 receiver. That's what happens here. And this is just a pre-snap look. Corner playing way off. He's going to block most dangerous thing coming from inside out. He's going to wheel around for the corner. And right there, they take the guy that was the end. They're really hoping that he was going to rush right here or get into the run fit. But they flip it out there, take care of the corner, take care of the most dangerous. Linebackers having to play over the top. Still able to get a pretty good gain right there for about 6-7 on just a pre-snap bubble there to one of your better players, getting a bigger body with a fullback out there to lead on the corner, able to take care of those guys on the edge. This time they motion over to it. Again, going to bubble here. Got some bigger guys. Going to block on the edge. And on this one, Penix is actually reading this guy right here. This is a defensive end, actually, with how they're aligned with their defense. If he gets into the rush, we're going to flip that bubble out there so he gets his eyes up. He's not playing the bubble, so they feel good about it. He's working outside shoulder. He's working to the corner. You got to get this around that guy. Big dude trying to get his arms up, knock it down. Drops his arm angle just a little bit, puts it on him. And this is a great look here. Got that ball out in space. A couple dudes out there blocking for you. They're able to circle the defense here because that defensive end didn't play that bunch. Now, of course, if that end plays the bunch, that should open everything up for your inside zone, whether it's a cut back to that backside C or just hit that thing downhill because they're not getting enough guys into the fit. But right there, if you're looking at this box, pretty light. But if that guy doesn't get into that fit, there will be your cut as he's getting into the fit. Flip it out there. Great read, great ball there by Penix as well. Dropped his arm angle. And then on the edge, you got to be really good at blocking, moving your feet because you're on display there. If you hold it all, you're going to get called. So right there, got on the edge. Explosive play there for Washington. Here we got LSU run this against Florida State. And again, throwing it to the number 1 receiver. Getting some bigger bodies, tight ends out there in front. Blocking outside shoulder, blocking here. On this one, to me, it looks like somewhat of a pre-snap look. He's getting a little bit of extension there with the ball, but probably reading here or this end. Really doesn't matter which one. Either one of them are squeezing. Flip the ball out there on the bubble. It's 2-on-1 low and double that basically up to the corner. Not just the best ball in the world, but right there playing with speed, getting in space. And again, creating that space whenever you condense that set, and then you can stretch the field right here like this. So everything's condensed. There's a lot of field there to work with that those guys have to cover and fit down into. So right there, that bubble to the number 1 receiver in bunch. When he catches it, he's got literally a third of the field to play with, 2-on-2. Stretch that thing. Let's go play with speed. Turns that into a pretty good play, probably about 8 yards there. I'm just throwing a bubble with a pre-snap read. Another look here against Mississippi State. This one I really don't like what's going on. A little bit not flat enough here by this guy. And then, of course, the way they bubble, he's bubbling back to about 5 yards deep. And he's catching it basically even with the quarterback. I really don't like that. I'd rather catch it right here. Maybe a little bit more controlled now he can get into that alley. let that guy lead. I think with this depth, this corner is able to get there and make a play. If he would have caught that about 2 or 3, I think that guy gets a kick and he gets in that alley and is rolling. So we don't like the depth from that bubble. But you can see again what they're looking for. If you're looking at it pre-snap, I think this is just a pre-snap read. He feels this guy trying to get into the run fit into the blitz. And you know you're basically 2-on-3 here for the ball out there and see what your guy can do. But right there, great play by the corner. Not a great job by the receiver running that bubble. And then, of course, this tight end. Hopefully, you can get a little bit better piece of him than that. Now we're going to take a look at everybody's favorite new RPO for the past couple of years. You're going to motion from basically a bunch. A lot of times they do it in different ways. But basically, get 2 receivers side here somehow going vertical. You got a bang 8. And the number 3 receiver is actually working across to the flats here. They're running mid-zone, inside zone to the right here to the bunch. And right here, there's the motion. Once he gets past, he's going to snap it. You're reading this defensive end. So you're running inside zone, mid-zone, whichever one you like. And if he squeezes enough so the quarterback can pull it, squeezes, quarterback can get the edge, so pull it. You're looking 1 out here. It could look bang 8. Texas throws that bang 8 a lot more than any other team. And you got 3 checking it down right there. Nobody left in the flats if they're guarding that bang 8 and that wheel. Nobody should be left for that flat route. Easy completion there. Gets up to the first down. Here's a look of Michigan running this. Motion across right here. Vertical, bang 8. He's coming across to the flats. Again, reading this D end. If you can get out on the edge, pull it. And right here on this one, I'd say this needs to be a give. Let that thing go, but McCarthy pulls it. Going to his left to his right, he's a little bit harder. And Washington has this thing covered up. But right here, McCarthy does a great job just buying a little bit of time. And this is the bang 8 working back out with the quarterback. He had guarded it initially, and then when he worked back out, he's in that space. So right there, a little bit of a scramble drill right there on that RPO. And I probably would have talked with the quarterback, probably need to hand this. He's getting upfield. And that thing now he can slip into that backside C gap instead of just having to find a way and make a play, which McCarthy does right here. For a pretty good play, but I'd rather hand the ball off there on the RPO. Another look here from the Wolverines. Here's the motion again. Reading this in, seeing if he gets upfield. If he doesn't get upfield, we're going to get a pull. So we're going to get a pull right there. He does try to get hands on the guy going to the flats. Nobody's left right there playing with speed. This linebacker hesitated just a little bit. And with that motion and the guy going vertical to the bang 8, going wheel, it emptied this out. These guys are gone. And, of course, if this guy gets upfield, hand the ball. Now we're into that C gap. But pulls it. McCarthy goes 1, 2, check down 3, and he even flips it just underhand like an option pitch. Give it to your guy, let him go. Again, great design. Overloading the side really quickly as long as that D end doesn't get a lot of width or get upfield in the quarterback's face. Here's a look here from Notre Dame that they kind of cut off on the clip. But as you're looking at it, it looks like they're going to pin and pull this direction, reading the defensive end, knowing that if that D end squeezes, it's going to be on 2-on-2 here outside, going to block man on. He's just running an arrow. Right here, he plays the run, plays the quarterback, so he steps back, flips it out there. Easy throwing catch. These guys doing a great job bodying guys up. Big dude, tight end, see what he can do. Make those guys tackle a big body in space. He's about 7'8", but right there, again, reading the D end and knowing if this D end doesn't widen, that there's going to be basically 3-on-2 here wide, so you want to take that. And great job stepping back away from it so you can get that angle to get it around this defensive end. Not just a huge play, but right there, again, stretching the defense. Make them play wide, play with width. And if they don't play with width, now you can flip it out there to your guy. Let them get a first down for you. Here's the same play from Notre Dame. This time they're in the bunch to the left to the short side of the field. And on this one, I probably would say, hey, we probably need to throw this. I know they're getting 2 off the edge here that are basically the read. Should step back, throw it out there, be an athlete, get it up and over this guy. And you've got that guy taken care of, and one of these guys can get the completion, make this guy tackle. This is the second group. They hand this ball off, and that running back's able to fight forward, get a first down. But right there, again, with that RPO, here would be your initial read. If these guys are blitzing, not getting width, I would tell them step back, get this thing up and over, almost like a screen, because that thing's not really far down the field. Get your completion, make those guys tackle. But right there, gets a handoff there on that RPO with the second group from Notre Dame.